Hi, day 48, walking my blog from last night, which was called Desire to Lie. Within this point, it was brought up yesterday based on me, something happened, an event happened yesterday where I broke something that was very expensive, and I did it in a way that I could have easily got out of the consequences I would face and was gonna face if I, told the person what happened and, told them what I did, breaking their stuff, the expensive stuff. So within that moment, I calculated everything within my head and realized that I could get out of it. And so my conclusion was to lie and, just put it away and just let it be and not say anything to anyone, because they wouldn't have found out till later, and it wouldn't have been able to be pinpointed back to me, because there's many other people in this situation that they could blame it on, or they could not blame it on a single person because they didn't know, in fact, who would have broke it or not. So thus they would have had to, pay for the change or pay for the fixing of it, and putting them out for something that I caused. And so within this, I stopped myself, the desire, and, I wanted, within my mind, I had a desire to live this point out and just, put it back and, take the easy way out. It's just a little lie. It's not really little, because it would cause a lot of unnecessary harm, and, well, not unnecessary harm, but, hardship on other people based on my own carelessness and rushing. And I wouldn't want that for myself. I wouldn't want someone to break my stuff and then, get out of it and lie about it and just put it back, and I'm the one that has to deal with it when I didn't cause the action. So it was a cool point to face, like, directly within the physical, seeing who I was within this moment as I realized the point, and I walked the self-honesty, and I went and said something to her, and I, showed her and said I would pay for it to be fixed. And so the point I did self-forgiveness on was this desire to get out of responsibility, the desire to lie. And what this indicate within myself, and, how easy it is to go and be deceptive and be, abusive towards others when you have created the consequence of what had occurred. So we'll just use this point, for instance, the breaking of the expensive thing. And so, maybe in the past I would have just put it in there and lied about it and got out of facing it. But within myself, I realized how nasty that is, and how really despicable it is to abuse others for my own self-interest, for my own carelessness, for not considering what I was doing, considering others, considering the, cost of what it cost, and respecting that, piece of equipment and how it will affect others. But kind of just flying through things carelessly and wanting to just get through it and rush, and being in the mind to be quick. And so I'm stopping this point of desiring to lie, as even to have this desire is showing that I'm still in separation and wanting to not face myself. And being in fear, there was a fear also to face her and have to tell her that I broke her stuff and how she would react, because I knew it was an expensive thing. So fearing what I've done and allowing this fear to direct me and separate me from the consequences I created, from the solution that I could become and create within what I've done, thus to solve it. And so stopping being directed by fear, stopping being directed by desires, and walk self-honestly, walk the correction, walk as a being that is trustworthy and honorable and will stand in the principles that I'm walking, always, and not accept and allow any points of desire, any points of dishonesty, any points of fear, because all these points will, if allowed to direct me, will direct me into abuse to others. Just like this fear that came up to not have to face what I've done and face a person that I would have to face when I broke it. I would, if I accepted that fear, I would not go and say anything to her, get out of it, cause them to have to, pay over $1,000 for their new thing, cause hardship to that person because, they are trying to figure out who did it, so they blame other people, so causing harm to other people. So it's a ripple effect that causes abuse towards many people, many different dimensions of life that are affected just within my decision to follow the fear, not face myself, not face the consequence of what I did, and cause all sorts of unnecessary abuse around me for something that I did, that I created. I need to take responsibility for who I am here, what I've done, and walk the correction. The correction was to tell her to pay the money. It's just money, and work it off, whatever I have to do it. And, take whatever is going to come to me. And we discussed the point, and she gave me some criticism and points that I have to look at within myself that I'm actually walking in process, which was kind of a cool point she gave me, to slow down, to breathe here, to allow myself to breathe. So a cool point opened up within going and facing her. It wasn't, of course, as scary as I thought it was going to be. And it wasn't, the solution was made rather quickly. And it was much more blown up within my mind when I was trying to scheme out of it and lie about it and get myself out of it, rather than just face the point and, face what I've done and just solve the point there, Yeah, it will take extra effort, and yeah, it was a point where I had to become humble with myself and hear what she had to say and discuss the point with her. And some cool points opened up within myself, and I realized about myself more on what I'm walking within my process. So it was a cool point overall, and I'm gonna continue to walk this point of stopping all points of desire to lie, all points of fear to go and face myself, fear to face my responsibilities and don't allow that to direct me. Always walk in self-honesty, always walk in responsibility for who I am, and not accept anything less. Because for myself and for life and for everyone here and all the people to come in this world, we need to stand up within ourselves and become beings who are honorable, who are trustworthy, by actually being trustworthy and living self-honestly within ourselves and facing ourselves and taking responsibility for our actions, even if it's something that's not cool and that, might be a bit difficult and challenging to face them anyways. Don't fear anything. Walk into it. Use your breath. Take whatever is to come to you, criticism, take it constructively. Don't go into ego. Don't go into judgments. I didn't go into ego when she was not criticizing me, but she was just saying points that I need to look at. And I could have taken that personally, but not taking it personally. Stop taking things personally as ego. Take it as just criticisms. Obviously, I'm not perfect here. No one's perfect here until we are. And so use the criticism constructively, which I will, and continue to walk myself into correction, grow, stopping my ego, stopping fear, and walking to be a being that is honorable, trustworthy, and can be trusted with any point of responsibility I'm given, and know that I will be honest and trustworthy within who I am and will always face who I am and what I've created in my world. So continue walking the point of taking responsibility for myself and not accepting myself to be dishonest, stopping the desire to be dishonest and living one and equal with life, for real, in self-honesty. Thanks for watching.